the video presentation. This one is about IELTS writing task 2, an essay in 4 steps. Right, so in IELTS writing task 2, we are supposed to write an essay of 4 paragraphs and 250 words. Introduction, body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and the conclusion. Now in the introduction, you need to repeat the question, but in your own words. In the essay introduction, you should start by repeating the question. This doesn't mean that you should copy the question. Rather, you need to rephrase the question and use your own words. For instance, if the question is like, some people believe that capital punishment should never be used. Others believe that it could be used for the most serious crimes. Discuss both the views and give your own opinion. If that's the question, then the opening sentence of your introduction should use synonyms to say the question again in your own words, just like this. It is a commonly held belief that the death penalty is a draconian penalty and not appropriate in modern society. However, there is also an argument that the most despicable crimes should have this most severe of punishments. For the example, you can see that it is possible to rewrite the question using completely different vocabulary and still retain the original meaning and flavor of the original question. So here in this example, you can see the question has been repeated, but in a different way, using different words. So in the introduction, you need to revise or you need to repeat the question while using your own vocabulary, your own words. Also in the introduction, after restating the question, you need to give your personal opinion. You need to give your opinion about the question, about the task. You need to state your position. This gives the examiner an overview of what is to come in your essay. It will give the examiner an idea whether you stand on this side or the other side of the spectrum. It's important to note that it does not matter what your opinion is. There is no right or wrong answer to an IELTS essay question. You don't have to try and think, what will the examiner think is the right answer here? Forget about such questions. The examiner is only interested in the level of your English. So just give your first instinct opinion and don't try to outthink yourself. Because the examiner is there to actually assess your linguistic competence, your proficiency as an English language speaker, right? That was all about the first paragraph, the introduction, where you repeat the question in your own words and then you state your own position. Step 2 is about supporting your opinion. And you support your opinion in a separate paragraph, which is body paragraph 1. Now that you have given your opinion, you need to back it up with examples, with instances. The best way to do is to give more than 2 examples. 1 would not be enough. I would say 2 would not be enough. So if there are 3 examples, that makes a very good paragraph. You can begin this paragraph with phrases like, personally I believe that, from my point of view, I'm convinced that, in my opinion, in my view, and there are so many other examples as well. So these phrases can help you begin this first paragraph, paragraph 1, body paragraph 1 of your essay. So if your opinion was that you are against capital punishment, then as an example, you could write about situations where people have been jailed for life for murder and then decades later they have been released as they were proven to be innocent. You can give this as an example to support your opinion, which is against the capital punishment. The relevant vocabulary here could be a miscarriage of justice. So your argument would be that When a miscarriage of justice occurs, the prisoner would most likely have faced the death penalty and would have been killed even though they were innocent. This could be your argument. Another example could be that many murders are committed in hot blood and often as an act of passion. This means that the murderer was so angry about something that they were not thinking about the murder properly, right? So you can give more than one, two examples or instances to support your opinion. Okay, that's paragraph number 2. Now, paragraph number 3, as step number 3, you need to give the other side of the argument as well. Though you are against, for instance, the capital punishment, but you need to state the positions of others as well. So in your next paragraph, which is paragraph number 3, you should look at the question from the opposite point of view of other people. This shows a balance in your writing, and it's a sign of a good essay. You can start this paragraph with phrases like, it can also be argued that someone who held the opposing view would say that. However, there is also another side to this discussion. In contrast, some people hold the view that. And again, here you can cite 2 to 3 examples, right? And those examples would be in line with the opposite side or the other side of the argument. All right, so that would be body paragraph number 3, and that can be considered as step number 3. The last step and the last paragraph is conclusion, where you summarize your opinion and you recap the key points that you mentioned in paragraph 2. All right, to finish off your IELTS Task 2 essay, you need to summarize your whole argument as a conclusion. Essentially, this means that you give your personal opinion again that you stated earlier in the introduction. To prove to the examiner that you have a good command of English vocabulary, you should try again to use synonyms and not just copy your previous sentences. Now you can add your expanded arguments from step 2, it means from paragraph 2, into your opinion. So the conclusion paragraph is comprised of 2 main things. One, your stated position and the argument, or what, like the position you took in the introduction paragraph. Just restate the same position in the conclusion paragraph, and the supporting arguments that you mentioned in paragraph 2. Just expand them in your concluding paragraph again. That's it. Just like this. So a conclusion that weighs up the arguments already mentioned is a really good opportunity to use a conditional sentence. You can do it this way. For instance, if capital punishment was reintroduced into society, I do not believe that it would act as a deterrent for heinous crimes. It is my strongly held belief that the death penalty would only result in future miscarriages of justice that serve no purpose in civilized societies. So here, the stated position has been given again, and the key arguments, the supporting arguments mentioned in paragraph 2 have been expanded. This is the conclusion. So you have 4 steps, 4 paragraphs in IELTS Task 2. I hope these 4 steps help you organize your essay and write your essay in a much professional way. Thank you very much.